thanks for sending me your run videos for analysis. The views, the side view, the back view, the front view, and the length of the video was spot on, so thank you for that. So the first video I'm looking at is you running from the side. So I'm looking at number one, cadence. How many foot strikes do you take per minute? I'm looking at where your foot strikes the ground, whether it strikes the ground out in front of you or underneath your center of mass, which are your hips. I'm also looking at forward lean from your ankles. When you lean forward from your ankles, that helps bring your foot a little bit elevated so you're landing more mid-foot or flat foot. And I'm also looking at knee drive and how high your heel is coming up to your butt. So cadence looks great. Your foot strike looks pretty good. You don't lift your foot very high off the ground, but I can tell that the cadence is high. You're not landing on your heel. You're definitely landing midfoot, which is good. Midfoot is flat foot, and that's where we want to see you landing. Flat foot underneath your center body. The main thing I noticed was your arms look a little bit stiff. You know, you're not really moving your arms much. You really kind of want to drive your elbow from behind. That's going to help with your forward momentum. That's also going to help with your forward lean. And like I already mentioned, you don't really lift your legs up you don't really lift your legs high. So first thing I'm going to want you to work on is a knee drive. Driving your knee forward in return will help bring your heel to your behind. So again, fast forward to the front view. I'm looking at the knee drive as well, and then I'm also looking at foot strike. I can see from the front view that I think it was that left leg, you have a little bit of pronation. I describe it as when you land, your ankle collapses. Not as bad as mine just did. Your knee's fine. You had mentioned you thought your knee was moving. I didn't see a bunch of knee movement, but I did see a little bit of pronation, and I described that as your ankle collapsing a little bit in front of you. I also noticed you have a little bit of a pigeon toe, very slight. That could be anatomical, that you're never going to change that. That could be due to a hip strength issue. If you can, again, something to be mindful of. It might not be a big deal at all. Think about landing with your toe kind of straight instead of landing with your toe to the outside. That's a little extreme. So when I go from the behind view, I could see a little bit of a internal rotation of your heel, which again, it's not that big of a deal, but I can see that. And from the behind view is where I can really see that collapsing of the foot at foot strike. If you're not having lower leg issues, the pronation is not a big deal. You had mentioned you'd run barefoot. That's the way to go. It's natural running. Treadmill running is not natural, so your gait when you run barefoot could be a little bit different. And you don't have as much forward lean when you're on the treadmill as you would if you were running on the ground. So just really the first things I want you to think about is driving your knee forward and then a little bit of forward lean. Maybe think about arm swings, and that's it. Let's see what happens. Let's see what happens to your foot strike, and if you continue to have the knee problems that you mentioned you were having. If you have any questions, let me know. Otherwise, make it a great day.